What's up everyone, I'm Ronnie Woo and this is Cooking for You and Me. Today I'm showing you guys how to make Nicole's pasta. Nicole's pasta is actually named after my best friend and it's a recipe I came up with just for her when she visited me a couple weekends ago. It turned out so good that I wanted to share it with you guys. It's got 4 different kinds of ground meat, onions, leeks, and mushrooms. This recipe results in some serious deliciousness and I know you guys are going to love it as much as we did, so stay tuned. So one of the key components to this dish is the caramelization of the ground meats. So right here I have some ground beef, ground lamb, ground pork, and ground veal. And I want to start browning my meats early so it gives them a chance to caramelize. So let's head back to the stove and start the browning of the meats. In a large pot, I want to heat up 2 tablespoons of olive oil over high heat. When the oil begins to give off just a hint of steam, add all of the ground meat, making sure to break up any large lumps. Then you want to cook the meat until the liquid evaporates, which is going to take about 10 minutes. Then you want to continue to cook the meat on high heat until it begins to turn a nice dark brown color. This is how you'll know that the meat is caramelizing and releasing its full flavor potential. And remember, you want to make sure you stir and scrape the bottom of the pot often. This caramelization process will take about another 10 to 15 minutes. So while the liquid from the meat is evaporated, let's cut up the rest of our ingredients. The first thing you want to do is cut 2 strips of thick cut bacon slices into lardons. Next I want to mince up 3 to 4 cloves of fresh garlic. Then I want to dice up half of a large onion. Next you want to slice up half of a large leek. Lastly, I want to thinly slice up about 3 cups of Crimini mushrooms. Alright, so we have our mushrooms sliced up. Let's head back to the stove and put everything together. Now that the meat has caramelized, we want to transfer all of it to a bowl. Then in the same pot, you want to heat up 2 tablespoons of olive oil. When the soups begin to sizzle, you want to add your cut up bacon. You want to cook the bacon for about 5 to 10 minutes until the bacon is golden brown and crispy. Next, you want to add your minced garlic and cook for a mere 15 seconds as to not burn the garlic. Then you want to add the onions and leeks. After you add the onions and leeks, cook these guys until they've softened up, which is about 5 to 7 minutes. In the meantime, add a few pinches of salt and a few pinches of ground black pepper. Then stir in the mushrooms and cook for another 5 to 7 minutes, making sure to stir often. While the mushrooms are cooking, I want to begin to boil a pot of water. I want to make sure to heavily salt this water because it's the best time to season the pasta. When the water comes to a rolling boil, add a pound of your favorite pasta and cook it for 1 minute less than instructed on the bag. And don't worry, the pasta will finish cooking when we add it to the other pot. Now that we have our pasta in the water, we need to work fast to finish off the other ingredients in our large pot. So now we want to add about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, followed by half a cup of heavy cream, and lastly, a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now just give that a good mix. Next we want to add the caramelized meat back into the pot. Once all of the meat is back into the pot, all you want to do is just give everything a thorough stir. Now we're just going to wait for the pasta to finish cooking. When the pasta is ready, you want to take a slotted spoon and transfer the pasta directly into the large pot. The starch in the excess pasta water is going to help thin out the meat sauce and give it an awesome consistency. You want to finish it off by just giving all of that a good stir. Alright, our pasta is done. Let's give it the all-important taste test. This pasta totally hits the spot. It's packed full of flavor and it's incredibly delicious. You guys are going to love this recipe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me and I'll see you guys next time cooking for you and me with Ronnie Woo. That's what we